YouTube, what the crap's going on? Welcome back to the Total War Warhammer Vampire Counts campaign, where we are continuing to try and crush the Empire. We had a pretty nice victory here at Sausenmund against Karl Franz, but still don't have any special Raise the Dead. And people did leave some comments which were a little bit more helpful in helping me understand Raise the Dead, but it does seem like there is still some randomness in the mechanic, so I can't say I totally understand it, but I have a little more understanding of it. It looks like we can reach Dwarf on this turn, so we're going to take it. So this army is in good shape. We could sack it and make a considerable amount of money, but I'd rather occupy it at this point so that we don't have to rebuild anything. So since we took it, we get a hold of this defiled cairn. Not particularly useful to me because it just unlocks crypt ghouls. I don't need recruitment structures here. Let's tear these down and build something more useful. We still need to hit Wissenberg and then Nulm to finish off this province. Look, there's a big fight over here. There's a Raise the Dead here too. So there's definitely some good stuff to be speaking. Let's take a look at the false and raise or sack Nuln. So that's one of our goals. So that's good to know. Let's take a look at our armies. I have 3 main armies. One is there. Looks like von Karstein is here, and then my third one is over here, and I'm thinking Kemmler got wounded, which is why he's not in this, so let me remind myself. No, he was up here getting ready to try and take a dwarf hold so that we can try and force a surrender on the dwarves, but not able to do that just yet. So got quite a bit of dark magic still. Let's take a look at my provinces. I'm going to rank them in order of money, and then I'm going to take a look. So the Hochland is the only one actively losing public order. That is where von Karstein is at, though, so if it rebels, he should be able to maintain it. Well, I say that Wissenland is, too. Yeah, but that's just because we just came in there. Eastern Sylvania is our moneymaker. Is there anything else we can do to make more money here? Not a whole lot. Increasing my tradable goods is not going to help a lot. Upgrading these settlements won't really particularly help a lot either, I don't think, though we may try it. Western Sylvania, let's take a look here. I mean, nothing crazy important to do there. Okay, we can upgrade the port at Norden. That gives us a little extra income, so I think that's a worthwhile spend. Let's take a look. Southern Oblast. Solid public order. Honestly, I mean, just some defenses might be a good choice there. Ostermark. Got defenses. I mean, nothing. Averland. If we have enough money, we could build this Forbidden Library as well, and that would be kind of cool. So I might just save some money and do that. Eastern Oblast. Vampiric Corruption. Let's check out some of these other ones real quick. So Nordland, there's not much to do. Northern Oblast. We're looking okay here. Let's go ahead and build that here. Hochland, there was really nothing to do. Stirland, there's not much to do. Okay, alright. Should be able to end the turn once we upgrade our characters here. Get to evasion. If we get through evasion, I can eventually do Wind of Death, so we definitely want to take care of evasion. And then this Vampire Lord also picks up a skill. I'm going to spend it here so that, again, we can open up evasion and Wind of Death. I'm going to end the turn. I've heard some cool suggestions from people, and here's a suggestion about the game that I really like. So a lot of people have complained about the legendary lords that are wizards, because they cast the same spells that just like a standard wizard would do, no matter what the faction, and you don't really get any increased effect from them, other than them being weak to melee and other stuff like that. So a lot of people don't like to pick the legendary lords that are wizards, other than maybe like the Slaughterer and Manfred von Karstein, who are obviously both crossbreeds. They're also melee lords and both have Lore of Death. But like a Balthasar Gelt, why would you ever pick Balthasar Gelt? Well, he has Lore of Metal. Yeah, I mean, Lore of Metal sucks. I mean, in multiplayer it does. It's not even all that useful in single player. It's not bad versus Chaos. But, I mean, there's not a lot in it that's very useful. So that's something that people have been discussing, and I kind of like the idea that I've heard, which is if you made it to where the Legendary Lords had a lot larger magic reserve, so that they could cast more spells, and that was one idea, and I like that. And the second idea was that when they cast the spell, they're more powerful. So like Balthasar Gelt casting Final Transmutation is more powerful than just like a standard Metal Wizard or Lore of Metal Wizard casting Final Transmutation. So I actually like both of those ideas. I think if you did both of them, it would be too much. Maybe, I don't know, probably so, but at least one of those solutions I think should be implemented in both campaign and multiplayer, and I think that'd be a cool way to make Legendary Lords much more appealing to different players. So let's see, so we hit Nuln. I'd kind of like to just push, how much...
My bloodline calls.
How much does rating take? Rating takes up 50 per minus 25%.
Good. This will do.
So I'm going to do rating, and I'm going to move on into Wissenberg. So we'll raid our way over there. Here, let's throw in this, and what else did we have access to? A dark iron pit. Might as well. I mean, well, we can't trade. Eventually, maybe someone would trade with me, but it does give me a little bit of income. This one also gives me income and public order. I'll build the iron pit later. So there we go, and we've got all of our agents here. Let's deploy these agents to support.
Who wishes the red kiss? What? Succumb to my mesmerizing embrace.
So I've got all of my agents deployed there. Seems like I had a Banshee. Yeah, the Banshee was going to come up here and attempt to do something about the Dwarf agent, but I don't think we'll succeed. I'm going to try and siege Karak Kadrin. Taking this settlement is going to be very difficult. There are a lot of Thunderers, a couple of Quarrelers. Their infantry component is quite weak, but that is a lot of Thunderers, and it is concerning to me. We're definitely going to need siege towers capable, so we're going to continue the siege. We'll see whether or not the Dwarves are able to jack up my army again like they did last time. They very well could, and it's making it very difficult for Kimmler to get his work done, basically. Getting a lot of public order issues down here. We're going to have more because I can't make it all the way back to the settlement. Let's go ahead and upgrade that settlement. Wolfenburg. Again, nothing going to be super useful here. Ehrengrad is upgrading to level 4. Upgrading the Balefire. Let's upgrade this settlement here. So we spent our money. Yeah, there's not going to be any Raise the Dead benefit here, unfortunately. These troops are still retraining.
Darkness comes.
I think I'm just going to plop another Grave Guard or two in here, so it's not going to hurt to have the Grave Guard. That'd make that army a lot better. And I think we are ready to end another turn. We got a Necromancer who has gained a skill point. We can now give him Wind of Death. That's exciting. And the Necromancer is embedded in this army, so he can actually use that in battle against the Empire. So I'm going to try and roll through as much of the Empire as quick as I can. And obviously we need to roll through Bretonnia and pretty much every other faction. The Dwarves, I would kind of just like to make them surrender, personally. The Greenskins could be a problem if they don't want to cooperate, which they very well may not. But they should only really be able to take dwarf lands. It doesn't mean that they won't come down raiding and fighting me, though. I mean, we know how the Greenskins are. It's all about the fighting. couple of pretty decent-sized dwarf armies there. I'm going to see if I'm at war with them. I can't remember. Looks like some assassination or assault attempts going on there from, I think that's the border princes. I am at peace with Varg and scaling, so that means that they won't be wasting their time on me at least, which is kind of nice. Yeah, some assault unit success down here. I'm glad that wasn't my army going after mission failed. Oh, I had to do it in a certain amount of turns, so never mind. I thought that was like an actual quest battle. I was like, how can you fail a quest battle? And we got some units assaulted here, and it hurt us pretty bad. These are neutral armies, and they're not very big.
What do you want?
I'm going to go ahead and move towards Wissenberg and just ignore that agent. These two necromancers have leveled up. I'm going to go with this Curse of Undeath. Probably the same thing here. These aren't embedded in an army, so it's not a huge deal right now, but we're definitely going to want... Work there. This Greenskin army, Grimgore Ironhides, just walking through my lands here. I'm not at war with Grimgore. This army was not assaulted successfully, at least, which is helpful for me. I got the Heroic Killing Blow, Thick Skin, Devastating Charge. Let's go ahead and finish off this charge, and then we'll work on Thick Skinned. Okay, I want to get von Karstein into this settlement to hopefully help improve the public order, which it will. This army is training and should be ready to move on Middenheim soon. We're going to get Wissenberg on the next turn. I want to save some money. Like, it'd be great to put in this Forbidden Library there at Aberland. So let's just save the money and end the turn. We'll just be building up all of our siege equipment at Carrick Cadrin as well. Oh, I meant to use my Banshee to try and take out one of their agents. We'll have to try that. Maybe my Banshee will keep the dwarf agents away from Kemmler at least, which even that could be useful. Okay, looks like Grimgore's just moving through. No attacks from the Greenskins yet. Bretonnia's on the other side of the mountains, so we should be somewhat safe for them at the moment. Border Prince is still pursuing this army here. Okay, the dwarves confederated with Karakern. That's kind of bad now, because that means there's more lands where the dwarves could attack me from. The Savage Blow. Charge bonus plus 20 for all armies of all factions. Interesting. Like how it's all like covered in blood there. Very nice. Nice effects. I'm going to put the Forbidden Library in here too. That'll make me an extra bit of money. Siege continues. We are in good shape up here. Let's use this Banshee. Let's see, level 5 engineer, another engineer. Let's go after the lower level engineer. We have a pretty decent chance here. Some of the best chances I've ever had. We were critically successful, so that's spectacular. There's nothing else I can do to make this... We can make them better at misdirecting, or we can make the enemy hero chance in local enemy region, success chance, characters in local enemy region. Let's go ahead and throw Bodyguard on there. Alright, so that was worthwhile. That ended up being helpful. We can take Wissenberg.
Destroy them.
We will occupy it.
Yes. I will alone.
Okay, so Wissenberg has been occupied.
Yes.
No need to raise the dead. Vampiric corruption's at 42%. It should be rising nicely. Already got a gibbet here, and we should be in good position to head up towards Nuln. With this.
Not in this way.
Not one step further.
Shut up, Bretonnia. Alright, Hairgig, there's not much we can do. We're kind of waiting on growth here, and I don't have a charnel pit. So growth is going to be slow. It's going to be another 3 turns before we get another growth. But we're about to open up another slot here. What is the vampiric corruption? 52% in Thousand Moon. We control both these. Probably wouldn't hurt to upgrade this and spread more vampiric corruption in the area. I'd like to hit Middenland so I can keep the pressure on the Empire. Is Middenheim under siege? It is, because I can't touch it. So the Varg have Middenheim under siege. So there's not much I can do at Middenheim for the moment. Erengrad. Once we get to level 5 city here, that's going to be the most helpful thing. So I might actually put in a charnel pit here. And let's put in a gibbet here. Because I want to get this Erengrad port. We're up to 1,000 income. We can get it all the way up to 2,000, which is pretty spectacular. Pretty spectacular. So we did manage to take 1 province. Let's end the turn. I don't even know if we're going to get a good battle in on this episode because I don't see any enemies anywhere that's going to do it. Sweet, we can get Wind of Death, and let's go ahead and give him Power Drain, which is going to increase the reserves. We'll do Curse of Years last. If we can get enough turns in sieging Karak Kadrin, we could try to fight that battle, but I mean, we're going to need plenty of siege equipment to get Karak Kadrin. And once we destroy it, I'm hoping we can force the dwarves into a peace treaty and just let them duke it out with the Greenskins, which they pretty much are anyway, but I want to be able to refocus Kimmler somewhere else. So many enemy agents roaming the map right now. Raiding in Nordland. Assassinate hero. Who do they assassinate? We gotta... okay, so they assassinated... just a success, so they wounded one of my necromancers. Should not be the end of the world. We are within striking distance of Nuln, and Nuln has a decent garrison.
I hunt.
This army has 2 Vargeist. I mean, it's a decent army in terms of being able to attack a settlement too, so
Be gone.
I think I'm just going to save some money on this turn for my buildings. Hairgig. Let's build this charnel pit. Okay, so we got the charnel pit. We don't need this wood right now. I mean, it's giving me a little bit of income, but it's not doing me a ton of good. I would really like to attack Middenheim, but Varg and Scaling have it blocked up to where I can't. And that's honestly pretty frustrating. And then the Salzenman is going to get mad if I try to do anything else at the moment. Like try to move on. Gibbets. So we finally have defenses. I mean, again, I'm going to save some of this money. I'm going to let this army retrain and then we'll attack Nuln. So we should be able to hit Nuln, and then, like I said, soon enough, we'll be ready to actually roll through the siege of Karak Kadrin. But the lands of men are definitely pretty well under siege at the moment. Being corrupted heavily by vampires, we're spreading vampiric corruption all over. Alright, let's see what comes up here. Turn in, it's Varg. Alright, let's go to Averheim. Oh, okay, we're building the library there like I'd been wanting to. We got quite a bit of money. Let's see how our siege is coming at HeirofCarthage. It's coming pretty well. Okay, we failed to assassinate the engineer that time. We've got 2 towers completed, and we've got 4 turns. Or no, that's just, is that the labor force? No, I think that's the, yeah. So we've got 4 turns before we finish the rest of our siege equipment. So we're going to continue the siege at HeirofCarthage. Very heavily fortified defenses.
What?
And then this army looks like it could be ready to attack Nuln.
None shall live.
We can't actually fight the battle right now. It's going to force me to make some equipment. Can't some of our guys use ladders? Let's see if they can use ladders. So let's go ahead, continue siege here.
I grow impatient.
Von Karstein is probably pretty impatient, actually. Let's do a gibbet. That should help. I'm gonna wait 1 turn, and then I might use Von Karstein to go after Talabheim. So we got lots of good stuff. Ehrengrad is growing. 4 population surplus. That'll take it from 25 to 30. That's not a whole lot of use to me. Yeah, I'm going to just save money once again. We're about to complete some research, it looks like, as well. I don't even remember what I'm researching at this point in time. Really would like to have a good battle, but I've got to wait on the siege equipment to come. Sorry, bumped the microphone pretty hard there. Apologize. There's not a whole lot of big enemy armies roaming about the battlefield to challenge me at the moment. Katarina von Patchy, hostile hero failed, wins a magic shift. Let's go up here. These guys still have the settlement besieged. Doesn't run out of supplies for 12 more turns, so that is pretty much never going to happen. Talabheim, it's giving me really good chances, but I can't even auto-resolve until I have built some siege equipment, so let's maintain this. So on the next turn, we should have quite a few sieges that we should be able to actually complete. Okay, I really want you to select Von Karstein's army. Thank you. Katarina von Patchy here. She has got quite a few. She's got Fate of Buna, Purple Son of Xerxes, Tenacity, gives her extra hit points. Immortal Will, replenishes hit points of combatants. That's pretty cool, but it just works on herself. Still, we'd have to put 4 points in there before we could actually get to it. I mean, that would make her pretty good. Let's make it where she continues to heal our own troops better. We finished whatever research we were working on. Upkeep for zombies. I mean, is there any upkeep for skeleton spears? I mean, that seems kind of stupid. Weapon strength for Cairn Wraiths and Hex Wraiths. Now that's pretty cool. Experience for the Wraiths. Leadership when laying siege. Suffer due to non-vampire count, territory attrition, raise the dead, all characters. I mean, that's kind of cool too. Woo! 34 turns it would take to get there. Campaign movement range. Let's let it work on that, though. I mean, that'll be potentially useful. Got a vampire. Let's do power drain. Another vampire power drain there as well. Alright. It looks like the Empire may have broken the Varg siege there. There's a random dwarf army here that's going to hit Fyldorf. I can't do anything about that. There's no way I can kill Slayers and a Dwarf Lord with skeleton spears and bats and all that stuff, so that's out of the question. So they're just going to do whatever they do there. Alright, so Lewin Lee and Kerr was moving north toward Middenheim. He's hidden in the woods out there. We're gonna have to repair Fyldorf. Those dwarfs are gonna just walk off. I don't know what else they're gonna do, but they're not a whole lot they can do. Carry out a successful assassination attempt with this character. Camille von Karstein. I don't understand what they're talking about there. This isn't going to be much of a fight, so let's auto-resolve that. We're going to occupy Talabheim, so that'll put some hurt on Bretonnia. This other province across the way there is going to rebel. Those buildings are worthless. Middenheim is potentially ripe for the taking, but it has almost no defenses. I mean, yeah, I can see Leon Kuret there now too. All we need to do is just make vampire battering ram and some of this other stuff, and we should be able to easily take Middenheim as well. Salzenmund's a little bit unhappy, but we should be alright. Let's see whether or not we are capable of destroying Nuln. Okay, they have a lot of great swords. I have a lot of Graveguard. If I wait one more turn, I get a couple more assault towers, where I would just get a set of towers. Right now I have none. So let's allow ourselves to get the towers. We're going to continue this for one more turn. I do want to fight the Battle of Nuln, though. Looks like it could be a fun one. Got a White King. Let's finish up Scarred Veteran here, so that's going to have him maxed hit points. Vampire. Soul Blight, Life Leeching. There we go. Let's use our Banshee to just see if we can do some work against the Empire here.
Destroy them.
I got a necromancer here. She's deployed. Let's leave her deployed. I've got a ton of money to spend on buildings, but I'll save it so where I can actually think about it. Whereas right now I'm mostly just trying to get through this turn end. Because I'd kind of like to go ahead and fight the Battle of Nuln. Okay, Wissenberg is now going to be hit by these stupid dwarfs. Okay, whatever. These guys are going to end up causing a rebellion, but I'll put it down because I got an army nearby. And they're damaging themselves in every one of these fights. They actually raised Wissenberg. I may just have to raise a lord there and then put a few of those heroes in there and we'll go stomp that little dwarf army. Pun intended, little dwarf army. Okay, Leon Kerr is going to come up here to try and relieve the siege. And he can very much do so because, well, I mean, I don't know. The Empire's garrison forces are crap. Let's see how much danger, if any. I mean, mounted yeomen are not going to do very well versus my black knights, I don't think. They could, though. I don't know. Pegasus knights are a bit of a concern. Ah, what the heck? Let's fight it. I've been looking for a big battle. Here's a big battle. And this is not Leoncoeur, but the guy did appear like he was on a hippogriff on the campaign map. I just assumed it was him, but it says it's Tristran the Architect. Whatever, Architect. I'm unconcerned with your filthy architecture. So the Bretonnian army is the one that attacked me. The two Empire armies are coming in from the flanks. Okay, I want my Cairn Wraith, or my Grave Guard ready right down the center. I'm gonna put zombies and skeleton spears and skeletons out on the flanks to support my cavalry. And I'm actually going to put the two zombie units right here with my two heroes so that we can protect them with some hit point sponge. Start the deployment. Let's move up a little. I got my dire wolves. Let's definitely keep the dire wolves at a distance here, because they will be good at running down some missile units soon enough. So I'm going to actually kind of roll around with the dire wolves a little. Their Pegasus Knights are just rolling right forward. Let's pause and remind myself what kind of spells okay, so I have the Invocation of Nahek. Got magic missiles as well. And I have a Wind of Death with this character, but I would have to be in pretty good position to actually make it useful. Balthasar's coming on over here. Let's hit play. Let's watch for those Pegasus Knights, because they're going to go straight into my Grave Guard. They're going to do a considerable amount of damage to my Grave Guard. Let's throw some skeleton spears, try and tie these guys down. The field trebuchets are doing some work. Okay, all my guys are moving up. I see the Hippogriff. Okay, we've got the Pegasus Knights bogged down, and they are going to die. Got a skeleton spear over here. Okay, Grave Guard are going to get to fight the Hippogriff. If I can actually click an attack order on them, I'm going to throw another unit in here on it. I'm kind of unconcerned about their missile units doing a whole lot of damage to my Grave Guard, because I just don't think they will. There's really not any Bretonnian infantry, so to speak, here. The Pegasus Knight pulled out and is attacking me elsewhere. And it looks like the Hippogriff pulled out of combat. So the AI is pretty slippery. They'll pull out quite a lot. They get that opportunity quite frequently, even in some positions where you don't typically get the opportunity to pull away. They will do so. Pegasus Knights, Pegasus Knights. So we'll just kind of keep chasing Pegasus Knights. And try and bog them down with pretty much everything we have. There's a couple of mounted yeomen. I'm going to remain facing them. Push up this way. Let's get our Black Knights and collapse in on the Architect. Let's use this. I'll just roll some Invocation and Nahek here on my men. Alright, so easily mopping that up. We're going to get charged by cavalry over here. Black Knights are fighting the Hippogriff. Let's throw some... Let's attack these guys. You attack there, attack there. Attack there. fighting the mounted yeoman. Okay, it looks like we've routed one Pegasus Knight. The other one's now coming over here to try and charge this Grave Guard in the back. Oh, they're coming in after my Black Knights. So they're going to do quite a bit of damage to my Black Knights. Just keep throwing men up towards that fight. Just keep pushing here. Where's my Dire Wolves? I'm going to get them on the move. Just keep running down these mounted yeomen. Alright, the Hippogriff pulled out. I'm going to come over here and heal up some of my Black Knights. Looks like the Hippogriff's pulling around for another charge. I'm going to come down here in my Grave Guard. That's fine. I'm just going to throw a bunch of infantry at him. The AI will probably successfully pull out of there. Some mounted yeomen charge my guys there. Let's pull back. Let's get all our cavalry kind of regrouped over here. Pull some of these units up. I want to kind of regroup some of my men. Wanting to try and heal my Black Knights. There's some Empire artillery way back in the back. Some Knights of the Realm back here I'd like to get rid of as well. My Black Knights are healing. I'm slowly losing skeletons over here in this fight. But my Grave Guard, I'm going to actually pull some Grave Guard back here too. Where all is my Grave Guard? Let's pull all my Grave Guard back in this direction. Let's use my zombies, see if we can keep the Hippogriff busy. I want to pull all my Grave Guard back and try and use the Invocation and the Heck on them. In fact, I want to pull all my guys back. Dire Wolves. Let's push the Dire Wolves up and we'll go take out the mortars. Okay, the zombies are going to keep the Hippogriff busy for a while. Come on, Grave Guard, get back here. My Black Knights have actually done some pretty decent healing. A regrouped Pegasus Knight flying around. I'm going to send a zombie up to try and push back some of the archers. I'm going to let my skeletons die. I really don't care about them right now. I'm going to use my Dire Wolves to take out the mortars. As soon as I get all my Grave Guard back within a small area, I'm going to use the Invocation and the Heck. Taking a lot of damage from the enemy trebuchet. Okay, let's get all my guys over here so the Invocation and the Heck will be stronger. Hippogriff's coming right in on my lord. I'm gonna blob it up with everything. And we should have him right where we want him. Raise the Dead, Invocation of the Heck should work very well now. Yeah, so the Invocation of the Heck's gonna do a lot of work now. Melee attack, make everything unbreakable down here. Let's see. I'm gonna do another Invocation in the Heck because all my men are right up here. Zombies are out here just tanking damage, so I'm kind of actually using the whole Death Star idea here. Woo! There comes some magic attack on me. It's alright, we'll survive. Looks like we hit one mortar and then I just totally forgot to finish the other one. Alright, I guess I'm done playing with my food. Let's get our guys out of the blob here. I'm gonna pull my Black Knights back out of this blob. Start rolling around and mopping up enemy units. The enemy Hippogriff is gone. I'm gonna get into these field trebuchet. My Grave Guard are going to be able to easily mince up. Let's get into some of these gunners. Okay, we broke up the field trebuchets. Balthasar's trying to use magic missiles. That's not going to do him a lot of good. I'm just going to keep my units blobbed up because they're getting the regenerative effects of the necromancers, which is certainly useful. And we're chasing off the guns of the Empire here. So, said this battle was kind of stacked against us, but I'm not really sure where they got that idea. They just, maybe it was all the artillery and just large numbers of enemy units or something. You see my Grave Guard here easily mopping up the enemy gunners. We should have Balthasar, pretty much one of the last units. There goes the enemy guns as well. Alright, so that's going to be a victory. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.